Marissa and April, along with their mother Caroline, moved to the Sedona, Arizona a decade after they had been kidnapped. They were too old for the men on the island, but for their loyalty they were able to get promoted. This meant they were now going to take children for the island. TR at FFICKING had come so far over the last 12 years that they had been in Arizona for 2 years, had taken 13 different children, and not once had suspicion ever been drawn to them. They were careful. But there had been news in their community. A new detective was brought in. She was a rookie who had just been promoted to detective as a 22-year-old, and she was good. She went through some kind of trauma as a child, and instead of letting it break her, she let it turn her into one of the best people in her field. Detective Hannah had been asked to relocate to Sedona after a string of child abductions believed to be connected to some kind of trafficking ring. She got to the station one day after settling in. She wanted to get right to work.
Detective Hannah, it's really nice to finally meet you. We've heard wonderful things about you, but we weren't expecting you to start work for another few days.
I heard the 14th child just went missing yesterday afternoon. A boy this time, Adam Samuels. I don't want to waste any time. Was he taken in broad daylight, like the others?
Yes, and once again there were no witnesses, even though it was a busy time of the day. We think they may be using other children to lure the kids into a secluded area. It's the only way it wouldn't draw anyone's attention.
That's what I read in the case file notes. It makes sense. They've been using that tactic for years now. They take them as children, and then when they're too old to be satisfying anymore to their captors, they're either unalived or moved up the rank. They groom them from such a young age that when the children are teens, they don't know any better. It's the only way of life they've known. It's almost like they're robots being trained to only be good at one specific thing, and that's taking children. I heard down the grapevine that there is camera footage this time, right before Adam was taken. Can I see it?
He brought her into his office and loaded up the footage. They both watched as two teen girls, both blonde and smiling, approached Adam. Only minutes before he was taken.
There's our groomie.